What's up, fellow crime fighters? It's Cody Lee here, aka Tihyo, and today we are doing another Legends mod update video, more specifically on the Superheroes Unlimited 6.0 pack. And today we are going to be going over no other than the web slinger himself, Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is included in the Superheroes Unlimited Alpha 2.0 pack, appropriately titled the Marvel Update, coming May 2nd exclusively for Patreon. So if you aren't a Patreon, consider supporting me. It's only $5 a month and you get these exclusive releases monthly. As this upcoming release is the Marvel Update, which I'm splitting into two parts because, Infinity War is coming out, and in hype of that, I want to add more Marvel characters to the mod because, well, DC, there's a lot more in it currently with all the speedsters and Flash people and just, there's more DC characters right now. So if you want to plan this stuff, you have a few days before May 2nd to become a Patreon, as I've had to change the way it works because Patreon only charges you guys on the 1st of each month regardless of when you say you're going to become a Patreon. And I've had recently a good amount of people join and become Patreons but then cancel their subscription right before payday and have played the mod all the way up into it, because I used to give the mod out immediately, within 24 hours of you guys becoming, supporting me. But unfortunately, due to a good amount of people abusing that and just not paying and playing, I can only release it after everybody's cards are confirmed to be charged, which is, after the 1st. So that's why this new release is coming out on the 2nd of May. So you have a few days. If you become a Patreon after May 2nd, you will have to wait another month and you'll get the release after that. But you can join the Discord immediately and keep up to date with that. It's a good way to keep in touch and make sure, you know what's going on and stuff like that. So I had to put that out there just because I've had a lot of people joining recently saying, why can't I play the mod? It's because you will get a confirmation email within 24 hours, and I'll send you a link to the Discord to stay in touch. But I can't give you the release until after payday. Spider-Man's got a brand new model. All of these Spider-Men in this version, including the alts, were modeled by Hero Games. So he's updated the Spider-Man model to make it, a little bit more in line with the new style that we've been doing here at the Legends mod. So there's the new Spider-Man. This is a default model, classic comic. And over here, Spider-Man has 5 alts. He's got the Spider-Man trilogy suit, which is from the Tobey Maguire early 2000s Spider-Man trilogy, and this is his black suit equivalent. We have the infamous Homecoming suit. We have the new PS4 Spider-Man, and we have the Future Foundation Spider-Man. So all these alts have the exact same abilities as a default suit, except Homecoming, who has a replacement ability and uses the web wings, which we'll be getting into right here real quick. So here we are looking at Spider-Man's Super Dex entry right here. So he has health 28, attack damage 18, speed 5, acrobatics 5, fortitude 5. He has an updated spider sense, wall climbing, which is so much easier now. You just hold space. Web shooters, which if you're actually near glass and you shift, you can crash through it like Batman does with his grappling gun and when he's gliding. You can web pool. You have the recoil strain, which basically is a web that gives knockback. You have the wide net ability, which is just giant net. You'll be seeing all this here in a second. Anyways, we have the web grenade, the dash ability, which for Homecoming, instead of dashing, it has web wings, which is honestly a lot more useful, but there we go. We have you can toggle the spider sense, and his web barrage is a special. The description for the special is Spider-Man shoots out a barrage of webs that deals incredible damage and slows down targets. He's immune to poison and radiation. He has a high defense. He's a tier 4. But you also notice there's something new now on the Super Dex, which is a role, and it says he's a role controller. Now, rolls are something new I've added to the Legends mod, and they're to make it more of a MMO kind of style thing here. And there's basically 3 class roles. You have tanks, controllers, and healers. And how you use your role ability, your role type ability, is by holding the right-click ability if you have nothing in your hand, and obviously you're not looking at a block or something like that. Just right-clicking in the air will use that ability. And tanks have the ability to block by holding right-click, which does a lot of damage reduction. Controllers have the ability to roll by holding the forward key and holding right click. You can roll and kind of, dodge. And healers have the ability to, when looking at somebody within their guild, they can heal them. Because yes, there are guilds now. I will be covering that in a different video, but that's more like a Legends mod altogether thing, not specifically superheroes. But there are guilds, and this kind of plays into that. But Spider-Man has his ability to roll because he's a controller, so I thought I'd just bring that out just to clear up any confusion. We'll be demonstrating what controllers can do in this video. Alright, so now that we're in the city, let's go over Spider-Man's abilities. So the web slinging has been altered to add a little bit more swing, as well as there's now a neat little animation. So if I swing over here, as you can see, bam, there I go, swinging away. Got a nice little animation now, and there's a little bit more swing in your step, so you can kind of, make your way. It's the best to do it with tall buildings. I'm kind of in some medium-sized buildings here, but as you can see, here's a good strip I'm getting. I'm getting some good swings in here, and just making my way around. So, really useful, one of the best maneuverability characters. So, yeah, there I go. And there I just broke some glass. As I was saying in the Super Dex, if I go up here and hit Shift, you can break the glass if you swing into it at a certain angle sometimes. Just depends on how you're going about it. So second thing is his web ability, where he can web pool people. So if let's put some zombie pigmen down here real quick, and we can just show the usefulness of this. So if I hit the suitability 2 key, I can pull creatures towards me, or opponents, and just take them out. So if we put a few pigmen here, I run back here, I can just web pull them all towards me, and it's more maneuverability. This is why he's a control character, because he has the ability to control, the environment. Well, that pigman came out of nowhere. The third ability does the exact opposite. It's the recoil strand, which is basically a knockback web, which does the exact inverse of what the web pool does. So if I hit it, oh, I missed there. That was embarrassing. If I missed again. That was still embarrassing. If I hit it, see, it knocks the entity or creature back a little bit, so you can bring them back or pull them forward and bring them back. Or pull them forward. It's all up to, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve here. And it does do damage to them as well, so this is kind of like his range projectile. It's not good for long range. It's more of a medium to close range weapon. So there's that. Let's finish off these pigmen right here. And bada bing. Oh, this guy kind of ran away from me. Let me get closer. There we go. And he's down. So Spider-Man also has an updated wall climbing animation. So if I come up to this wall here and I climb up, as you can see, I'm climbing up this building. I got a cool little animation now. So that's neat. As well as the mechanics of the wall climbing have been changed. So if I come over here, let me see, I gotta find a good 90 degree. Let me build something real quick. If I get a 90 degree strip here, this is going to demonstrate this the best. So let me build this out and show you guys how the wall climbing, also what you can do with it now. So if I go back into game mode, so if I walk over here, all I'm going to do, guys, is hold the forward key and space and watch what happens now. So if I come up here and bam, I can flip underneath things and my screen flips and everything, and you can climb on ceilings now. So it's real neat, and I come back around, jump, and there we go. So I'll do it again, and bam, auto flips you around, and you can come back. So it's really useful for climbing on the roofs of things. You can get around in a Spider-Man-like fashion. I could also just jump like this, and then just kind of crawl around here, and you go at decent speed, And there I go, and I come back down. So the next abilities we have is Spider-Man's web net and his web grenade. So if we put all these pigmen down here and we aggro them on us, so they're all coming for us, if I shoot out my web net at them, as you can see, if they come in contact with the net, they get some slowness buff, and it slows them down. Here they all come again. Wait for it to cool down. So it's really useful for trapping your opponent. It also does some damage. But see, these guys got through because I put it behind them. So it's wherever the net actually is where the players or creatures will get slowed down. So if I do that, then we trap those guys. Let's beat these guys up. And while they're here, let's use the web grenade. So if I shoot my web grenade, you can blow up entities or, you know, blocks by shooting it out. It does have a longer cooldown though, but as you can see, if I shoot over here, bam, you just kind of destroy in there. So you can use it for destructive purposes or as well doing damage. So if I shoot this guy and I just blew him up, so that's those two abilities. Now if we have Spider-Man's equip ability, if I hold X, as you can see, I get this dash, so I'm dashing along now. And the equivalent to this for the homecoming suit is instead of dashing, you glide with your web wings. So let me go grab homecoming suit and I'll show you how that works. So as stated before, with homecoming, I can glide off the building by jumping off and hitting X, and their little web wings come out, and you can glide along exactly like how Batman glides. You can glide up a little bit, and then you can come down. You can dive bomb, come around here like that. So there's Spider-Man's web wings. I think just a little bit more useful than the dash ability. So, you know, for those of you that like this more, you're going to be wanting to get the homecoming alt suit to do this instead of the other one. So, yeah, there's that. Now, we'll just keep homecoming on and go into the other abilities. So I disabled it at first because I didn't want it to confuse anybody. But if I have these pigmen down here and I turn on my spider sense, this will be on default with Spider-Man. So you have the classic, you know, the red hue around the screen. As you can see, I'm safe right now. But if I get near something, I kind of combine elements of the detective vision, and it highlights creatures that are hostile near you, you know, any dangers, and it's just a lot. It's not broken like the older versions of Spider Sense. It was kind of glitchy and all that, but now, as you can see, if I run over here and there's nothing in my radius that has immediate danger, it goes away properly. But what this is also useful for is even if you can't directly see it, if I'm inside the building here, I can see my enemy near me. So you know, it's just kind of a way to alert you, hey, you know, there's some hostiles nearby, and this will do this with players as well, similar to Detective Vision. And if you know, going around, you don't want to see everybody in this red thing, you could just hit the utility key and it turns it off. So I had it, that's why I wasn't doing it before, because I had it off, but it will defaultly be on when you put Spider-Man on like such. So now that we have that, the last ability Spider-Man has is his special, which is his web barrage. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of pigmen right here, and we're going to take these guys down. So if I hit the Z key, I shoot out. As you can see, that's incredible damage, and I just start murking all these guys. It also gives a slowness buff, but these pigmen, they were dead so fast they didn't get the chance to aggro on me. So it didn't really work out in their favor. We just destroyed this guy real quick. There he goes. So that was all the cool new stuff for Spider-Man. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you want to see more update videos, whether it be... I know I keep saying I'm going to do the one on outer space, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It's not like it's complicated or anything, because it's done. You can go to outer space already in the Patreon releases. I've just been doing the characters, focusing more on, because I feel like a lot of you would care more about that, and just to see what's new, because... You know, like I said, in 5.0, every character's goal is to use every one of the keys up, which breeds the ability to, you know, have a lot more use in the characters. They all have more abilities now, and the mechanics have changed. So there's that. But enough of me rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. show your support by, subscribing, liking. Make sure you turn on some notifications because, subscribing really doesn't matter anymore on YouTube. You got to actually have the notifications on to actually see the content I'm putting out. So make sure you hit that bell icon, and that helps me show support. If you can't, become a patron, you don't have any money to do so, that would be the other way of helping me by supporting me, would be to, like, subscribe, hit the notification, share, all that stuff. And remember, fellow crime fighters, tie your shoes!